What is your experience with assumptions that are made by being Latinx?
I would say one of the major assumptions that are made about me being Latina are that I don't look Latina. Aside from that, and on top of identifying as Latina, I am also Jewish. And to some people that either comes across as scarce or odd, which is totally not true. There is a very large Latin Jewish community here in San Diego with over 400 families, let alone several other Latin Jewish communities in the entire world.
I think an assumption usually made with me is that I don't really appear Latina, and a lot of people like don't even guess it on the first try. And I think many people just don't understand that there's not one way to be Latinx, and that there's a vast majority of how we appear and how our complexions are, and that our appearances don't reflect our culture.
What is your experience with being harmed by racism?
My experience with being harmed with racism was during a college fair where my friend and I approached a college representative and we were talking about her school, and then I asked her what the highest SAT score the requirement was, and she responded with the dirty look on her face and said that I couldn't get in because it was too high. And it was like she was deciding what I can and can accomplish, and it was kind of like a shocking for me, and I didn't know what to do in that situation because it was my first encounter one-on-one. So like that really stuck with me.
My experience with racism was on an eighth grade field trip. I was on public transportation as well. And we were 2 stops away from getting off. And an elder lady offered her seat to my friend and I because she was getting off soon. And 1 stop away, an elder Caucasian lady got on the bus and told my friend and I that we had no respect because we didn't offer our seat to the elder lady, although her not knowing that the elder lady had offered her seat to us. So she continued to say that we were disrespectful, that we had no sense of being respectful towards elders, and just being hurtful, up to the point where she told us that the seats that we were sitting in were meant for the elder and the disabled, and that if we didn't know what she was saying, they had signs up and they had them translated in Spanish as well if we didn't understand. And it harmed me because she made the assumption that because of the way that I look, because of the color of my skin, I did not know what she was saying and that I didn't comprehend what was being told to me.
Thank you for sharing. What or who has been most helpful for you in becoming an empowered young person?
Some people who have made me become empowered and who I am today are first my family members. They have always showed me to love my culture and love the language that we speak, and as well as my friends. My friends have also been a huge help into who I am today, and also specifically my ninth grade Spanish teacher. When he first came to my school, he brought the idea of Mecha, which is a club, and ever since then, he has helped me realize how much power I have, as well as the club, specifically the club, and my peers in that club have helped me a lot, as well as to show how much power we have and to speak up, and yeah, how much our voice actually matters.
I would say that the Latino community itself really inspires me to become an empowered person, especially like the first generation students, because I see all the obstacles they had to face and how they had to start from the beginning and how they were able to successfully come a long way and still continue to achieve all these good things. I would also say that my friends have really played a big part because they have like taught me to be proud of who I am and be proud of my culture. And that's something that I am still trying to do. And I feel like we could always improve in connecting more with our culture.
My inspiration is Selena, Frida Kahlo, Dolores Fuerte, and most importantly, mi mama, who are all independent women. My mom came to the United States pregnant by herself in hopes to give me a better life. She inspires me to work hard, not only for myself to have a future, but for her and others. I want to prove that we have much more potential as Latinx people, and that as long as we work hard and achieve our goals, we can make an impact.
Thank you for sharing, Patricia. For our fifth and final question, what might you need or want from the adults around you at school?
For me, what I would like from the adults at school, whether it be administrators, teachers, or just any adult, were to just keep an eye out on campus. Teachers and educator officials have always taught us since as young as I can remember to never be a bystander. When there is a kid being bullied, to never just watch, to say something about it, to do something about it. I believe it is time to apply that today. It hurt me greatly when my human geography teacher just stood in the front of the classroom when all the students around me mumbled and rumored under their breaths about me, my ethnicity, who I identify as. And like I said before, it's just time to apply that kindergarten phrase that they told us to never be a bystander, to always do something about it. So to just keep an eye out on the students, whether it be a conversation in the hallway or an actual remark in class. To also step up and defend if someone is being targeted.
What I would like to see in the adults and educators, and something that I would need, is adding on to what Maya had said. I'm just frustrated and tired of learning about the same old, history lessons, and always getting taught about the whitest of heroes, and always learning the whole World War II thing, and like a bunch of this white background. But in reality, it's not about remembering what happened either. It's not about like, oh, remember when slavery was a thing, or oh, remember when Americans used Mexicans during the time of war to continue the farms, which is the Braceros program. It's not about remembering it, but it's about acknowledging it, because it's not something that you just think about. It's something you remember every single day, because school shouldn't be a place to practice what's already outside. Because when we go outside, all we see is English, and all we hear is English, and all we see is whites. School should be a place of more diversity. And fortunately enough, at my school, the way that we roster our students is by different area codes and stuff like that. That's a step. But we're still getting the same lessons in the classroom. We should be more diverse in the classrooms, because while we're limiting ourselves to history and the truth, we're limiting ourselves to brain power and knowledge, and we're becoming dumber than smarter. So what I would like to see is to learn more about different cultures. For African Americans, slavery is something, but their culture is much more beautiful than that. For Mexicans, we're not just farmers, we're not just immigrants, we're not just janitors. Our culture is much more beautiful than that. And we need to acknowledge that most of America is stolen land to begin with. So let's learn the facts and let's learn the truth, and not continue sugarcoating what shouldn't be, because although our age might tell you we're kids, our capabilities are nowhere near from that.